Cloud.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. As a preliminary matter, this is John Brescher, Chair of the Real Estate Assessment Committee. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Jesse Bell.
Here.
Lee Saperstein.
Here.
Nat Lowell.
Here.
Tom Barata. Not joining us. Okay. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Tracy McDonald.
Here.
Tom Brodus.
Here.
And I'm sorry.
This is Chase Windish.
Here.
All right. Here, thank you, Chase. Let's see. I don't believe we have any anticipated speakers. So good afternoon. This open meeting of the Town Real Estate Assessment Committee is being conducted remotely pursuant to the Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting, I believe, will feature public comment. For this meeting, the Town Real Estate Assessment Committee is convening by video conference via the Zoom app as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials that have been provided by members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. Now let's go to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to go over a few ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. The chair will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking, and please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps to generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in conversation with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. For items with public comment, after members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment to those members of the public that have joined the meeting via Zoom. Members of the public who wish to speak must state their names and be acknowledged by and speak through the chair. And finally, each vote taken will be conducted by roll call vote. Okay, so let's go to the first item on the agenda. I believe we have an approval of the agenda. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as written?
So moved. Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none, we'll do roll call vote. Nat Lowell.
Aye.
Lee Saperstein.
Aye.
Jesse Bell.
Aye.
The chair votes aye as well. Okay. Approval of the minutes. I'm going to suggest if the minutes were not included in the packet that we just punt on those until either August or September. And so that'll then take us to public comment. All right, Tracy.
Well, the Zoom link is not working, so I
Perfect.
don't think we can have public comment.
Okay. Then let's bring it on to the introduction of the Real Estate Division Summer Interns and a review and discussion of yard sale program project they're working on as a tracking database from the beginning of the program in 2003 to the present. All right, gentlemen, take it away.
So Chase and Tom have been working on this database and incorporating all of the information from the beginning of the program all the way to current, and piecing it all back together into one giant enormous database that we can sort between what's been completed, what hasn't, comparing that to the warrant articles to see which ones have been fully completed and haven't, calculating ground cover, price factor, all the information the select board's been looking for to track how much money the program's made overall since it began, and then how many things are outstanding. We'll also be able to sort the list by what's land court, what isn't, by what's in tax title and what isn't, what is RFP and what isn't. And so then we'll be able to kind of, we'll have the one big beach on there.
Nice.
So then we'll be able to divide the whole list up into where we're at and analyze the whole metrics of it. And so Chase has really done the heavy lifting on this. He created the database from scratch, and then he's been working through all the different Excel reports since 2003 to input that information and input the sort of criteria. I had hoped I was gonna be able to put this database up on the screen so that you could give us feedback and let us know if you think we need to add categories or, and at least take a look at it.
So let me ask you, that first off, that's awesome. Do you mind if I interrupt quickly?
No, go for it.
Okay, guys, thank you very, very much for doing this. This has been a long time coming, as you might imagine. We had this discussion when REACT was first created, and I know Lee will remember this. At some point, when we were going through our price factors and sort of trying to determine how much we could or should charge for these yard sale parcels, we ultimately came to the conclusion that we can't base the price on intended use. In other words, we can't change the value if somebody needs the square footage for a septic system, or if they're going to add more ground cover. We can't. We came to the conclusion as a committee back then that we have to assume that it will be vacant land. Along those same lines of vacant land, when we have the calculation in the spreadsheet of how much money the town has captured as a result of this, are these just the deeds, or is there a factor of this land then being included on the tax rolls? That may be more of a calculation that we can handle, but I'm just curious if that was included in any way.
Right, so, I guess. Okay, repeat it one more time.
Okay.
All that.
Forget the first part of it. In determining how much money the town has captured as a result of this, is it just the consideration that's been on the deed, or have we included that, let's say a property, a yard sale parcel was sold in 2010? Are we then including 15 years of 5,000 square feet on the tax rolls?
So we have talked about that and about, if that's by square footage of the ground cover, or actually then getting to the point where we evaluate how they built out and how that.
Interesting.
That's
really cool.
The situation, because
Well,
obviously, if the ground cover allowed them to significantly build out, then the taxes would have significantly gone up.
this is a question of innocence. Does the tax roll go up instantly, the transfer, or does it wait for the next assessment?
It's the next, it has to go the full cycle, depending on when the transaction happened. It would have to.
So there could be as much as a year or more delay.
For sure, that's with every transaction. So I have been able to get my stupid thing to work. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try to now share screen.
Two people entered the waiting room.
Oh, good.
You.
Oh, Tom. That might be Tom Barata,
I'm sure.
and who's
That's
got
it.
two?
He
Might have tried
he
twice.
tried it
so that
twice.
helped.
Second time might be the more.
I'm just gonna hit this, just in case. Tom, is that you?
Yes, it is. I apologize. I'm dealing with a power outage reconnection for a house that lost power on Saturday, and we're trying to get it back up and running. So,
Good luck.
yeah, it's
We've been
National
having
Grid.
We
Go
were
ahead.
late, we were late ourselves. We are having our own technical difficulties.
Okay. Where's the meeting at? Are you over at the fire station?
Yeah,
Okay,
So-
I'm over on Sherburne. I'm gonna head that way, but I'll stay online.
the
Okay,
big room, don't go in the dentist office, the big room.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna mute myself.
okay. Thanks for
Very
joining, Todd.
quickly, did you use a database management system or just a spreadsheet?
So we're using Microsoft Access.
So it's a little different than Excel. It allows you to kind of search in, and also I put in some hyperlinks as well. So everything should be there. There should be links as well to like the deeds, the orders of takings, everything that you should, as well as the town articles for the warrant articles. So everything, it's kind of just like a consolidation of everything that we would kind of want or need with regards to these yard sale parcels. Should all
Wow.
be in one spot.
Yeah,
So, so here, I'm gonna try to like scroll over so you can kind of get a sense of it. And then Chase and Tom can kind of explain. So this is the sort of the beginning of it. I forget how many do we have in now, Chase?
294.
So 294, we think there might be 1,000, so, but it's very tedious because. The information we had didn't include all the information, so one of the things Chase has learned how to do. Is look up the information and fill in the blanks.
Oh, nice.
So. You know, so you kind of can see the person who got it, the address, so the primary address is the beneficial address.
Yep.
Not the parcel, I don't think it's the yard sale parcel, it's right,
Oh,
um,
okay.
maybe I'll let you can explain this, Chase, because you're more familiar with it, so. So you can see each column is a category. And that's what will allow us to sort that way, right?
Yep.
All right, you
Exactly.
take it from there.
So yeah, so we, starting off with kind of like the primary address of the owner, who is the beneficiary of the yard sale parcel. And then that map and parcel ID, which is in the next category after that, is of the primary address. And then you have the area of that address, and then we kind of go into the actual parcel that's being conveyed with the yard sale program. Where you have the ID of which says the parcel, and then the plan that it's a part of, where it's drawn up. The date of proposal when it was originally, and what, brought up, and then you have the actual area of the parcel that's being conveyed. And then the zoning of the overall of the property. And then if you keep going, there's some of the things that still need to be that we still need to find and fill in some of the holes, but which some of that's also done later on. But we're gonna calculate the ground coverage that's added with the addition of the parcels. Then just the order of taking, the warrant article, how much the original, what the parcel was originally purchased for, price factor, the deed, and these, as you go down, they are all gonna be linked. When that was all completed, and then whether or not it's in land court, and then just a reference to the book or document number. And then any special like notes, whether it's one big beach, whether there's an easement, anything that might be of note with regard to the conveyance. And that's for all of them, that should be across the board.
And so one of the nice things that Chase has added here is it's a hyperlink, so when we click on that document number, it will take us to it.
Oh, dare to dream. Holy cow.
This is where you get the big guns, you get the
that's
young
good.
kids to do
Yeah.
it for you.
Youth, I love it.
The earlier ones, so they're gonna be more reliable as you go down toward the bottom in terms of the links working. It's kind of been a little trial and error to get them to work. So the ones toward the bottom, those are all working. I've kind of been, as I'm going back, filling up to make sure all the older ones are working. But it's been a learning process for me. This is my first time working with Access. It's my first time doing anything kind of involved with real estate or anything like this at all.
Because no one else has these problems. That, right here.
So this is kind of where we're at in terms of just the database. It's kind of like, as Tracy was saying, we have this master list of this Excel sheet that was from 2003 up to 2015.
Yeah.
It's taking a lot longer than anticipated, just because there's no real uniform way that they were all entered into that Excel sheet, as well as there's all these kind of holes that I've kind of been trying to fill in on the back end. But once we get through, I think there's 385 of them on the master list. Once we get through that, though, we have kind of individual year by year, I guess, like Excel sheets that have the information, and they have more of the information, the tailored information that we want and that we need for this spreadsheet. So that's gonna be kind of more just like plugging it in, and that should be a lot quicker and a lot less tedious, because there's not gonna be as much research involved. That's just gonna be kind of transfer of information. Just so we can kind of consolidate everything and have it like a one-stop shop kind of thing for anything you would want to know or find out about the yard sales.
So I've got a quick question. Data proposal, that tab, are those all RFPs? Is that what
Yeah.
that what that's, okay. So that's interesting. So I'm ballpark. How many of these have had RFPs? Half? A third? 2/3?
So, I got a hold of Eleanor's, files, John.
Yeah.
And, she was the RFP queen. And
Yeah.
so the bulk of RFPs went out during like sort of your and her tenure.
I was gonna
right?
say until maybe 14 or 15. That's probably the last time.
Yeah, at 15, she was really, that's like a huge amount right there. And then it kind of fell off track.
Oh, yeah.
There was a handful that went out in 2019, but not a whole lot. And then kind of the RFP thing went away. And I will tell you that Bob and I have at least 2 on tap coming up that are going to have to be RFPs. They exceed
Oh,
the $35,000
all
mark.
right then.
And so they will have to be released as an RFP. But and then they'll come here for evaluation, but they're both ones that have kind of been in the queue for a long time. One is a parcel that's actually a parcel, not a paper road. And the other is a paper road that abutted a land court parcel, but the paper road itself is actually not registered. So
Holy-
they're going to take it as an unregistered
okay.
parcel.
So John, you're very prescient because you asked the question I was gonna ask. As I understood it, the original yard sales were requests for proposal, RFP. And it was only latterly that it was decided that there'd be a uniform price plus a price factor, which is a multiplier. And it seems to me that somewhere in there, without having to add a category, you could put an asterisk, or you could put a comment that said RFP.
Exactly. Well, it's sort of, so it has the proposal, it has the date of the proposal, it has the price of the proposal. So we can kind of tell based on that, because the price factor comes out with an odd price.
You can tell, but
Yeah.
somebody who's looking at it for the first time may not.
And then, the ground cover added as, some of you will understand, is a calculation based on the zoning, and
Yeah.
that was, although I think I'm a good teacher, I think, for me to sit down and teach Chase how to do ground cover
No,
calculations.
that's
is gonna be
okay.
a lot.
We can do a cliff note on that.
Yeah,
That's something that has a significant value here. Because the people that own these properties, most of them are not poor. Or they're old generational property owners, and everybody's looking at ground cover now. In the old days, you just put the house in the middle of the lot, right in the wrong spot. And never thought twice about it, because you were gonna build another house, next year on a weekend. That's how it was. And my question, I have a quick question, Tracy. How many of these people sold their property on this list? I mean, when you have a list this old, this big, there has to be
yeah,
stuff disappearing.
no, well, I mean, I suppose, so maybe we can make a note of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose we could add that as a column as well as to if.
Tracking
If
sales.
and how many times it's transferred,
Yeah.
we can look that up through the assessor records, so
Exactly.
it's relatively easy to do.
Yeah,
Well, it's all in the property record card, but
Exactly.
that means looking card after card.
It does look card after card, but it doesn't mean that we wouldn't get there, I mean, it wouldn't be a priority right now, we're trying to get them all in.
yeah,
But
I'm
we
just-
could certainly add that as a criteria, in.
I'll bet a third. I'll bet there'll be a third that have transferred.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
And I think
That's-
the other thing that we haven't done, again, I'm just thrilled to actually get an actual.
Yeah.
Thing, I wanted to do this last year. I think this going forward will
This is
be a
new-
game
new
changer.
Beginning.
And,
Yeah.
but I haven't showed it to Rob Rainey yet. That's where the tax stuff will come in. I'm sure can help me on all of that and make it a little bit more expeditious than me going through. But it'll be a continuation, ongoing thing, and it definitely is a start, and it definitely will help me divide things up into an order of priority. And so I'm gonna go, where'd you say trace the bottom?
Yeah,
Like,
Your slide is on the right, the little black mark is your slide.
yeah,
Put the cursor over it and slide.
that's probably the easiest way.
Right next to my face.
Yeah, I know, it's just skipping. Okay,
There you
so.
go.
So the other thing that I noticed about when Eleanor was doing them, John, is she was dividing it up by area. So she had like, Mattocket, Surfside, so her files, that's how her files are organized.
Yep.
But for me, like Mattocket and Tom Nevers are all land court, right?
Right.
So maybe her thought process was similar in that, but it's a little bit more tedious to compare that to the spreadsheet, because the spreadsheets that we have weren't necessarily organized that way. But so what's nice here is you see where it says no bids,
Yeah,
that's good, because that means we released an RFP, there was no bids, now we can go back and reevaluate that. Whereas some of these existing proposals, they're gonna be paying what they proposed.
okay.
I have had some preliminary discussions with people about tax title. But that's a big one. So
I think,
are we down the budget?
That's
We're
okay,
down. the
yep.
budget, yeah. Okay, yeah, so see, he's at 293, but there's a long way to go. So in terms of continuing, because these guys leave August 15th. Which is very sad to me.
Let's go. Let's go.
Might be making Chase.
are you coming back?
Holy,
Are you gonna come back?
Would you like to work remotely?
well, that's what I
I was gonna
said, I
say.
might be making Chase work remotely for.
Because he's,
for the
what
Holy
he's
Cross, and
doing,
Tom
you
can fill in the
can't
gap.
start over
They
again
can
next
meet
year
each
with
other
somebody
now.
else, that's ridiculous.
Tom's
They can make
Tom's
the
gonna have a
trade.
ton of time as a 2L. He's gonna have all the time in the world. He doesn't know it yet.
He's going into his second year of law, like that's.
We
Plenty
got
of-
plenty
plenty
of
of
small
time.
town employees, I hate to bring up that topic, but we do, so why not? This is important.
I have some little ideas in my back pocket of things that
There you go.
I can keep this going, but,
Yep,
but anyway, so.
According to the
I
movie,
know what that
one L is the toughest here.
So, Tom, you just came in, so you probably couldn't see this on your phone, but this is the yard sale database that we're creating to try to organize the
Okay.
whole yard, so get all the metrics down, figure out how much money we've made.
Access, that's seats.
It's about, yeah, it's an access.
So,
Yep.
that's great, 'cause it's based on SQL Server, so you can query it out, so it's good.
But like this 20 Massaput is a really good example, okay? So they got this parcel in looks like 2014, that
It would,
was the
uh,
date of the proposal.
If you scroll over, it should be.
kid's awesome, better be
So-
back here next year. Got the place to stay? Where's he staying?
So any number that's highlighted has got a link.
Exactly, so if you click on go to if you click on like the deed, that should take you, or the
Well,
taking.
so one of the things that's time consuming for me is finding the warrant articles, but see, so here's this is the order of taking.
Yep.
So it just went straight to it.
Brilliant.
Now I gotta get out of it, away. This is the warrant article. Now, I can tell you right now, I was spending so much time looking for warrant. article. Like, so this is like really handy, because
I'll bet.
Andrew was a fan of doing this, you know, one warrant article for 1,000 parcels. And so I'm constantly looking to see if it was included.
You gotta read all those streets.
And I've got to read all of those and then look at the bounds and figure out if that's the right warrant article
Set up
for
like
it.
Article 8, Article 10.
Yeah, so and I have cheat, you know, on the plans or within the order of taking, sometimes there's a little cheat way to
I was
look,
gonna-
but
Tracy, I was gonna say, I think that if you look back at the town clerk should have some of the maps that were the taking maps when these articles were
Right.
presented to town meeting. For a while, the town was actually preparing maps, just GIS maps, showing the location of the streets that were being taken. So people actually knew where Central Street was or Masquatuck, because I think 80% of the population here would not know where that street is.
so I was gonna talk about the Masquatuck just for a minute. Oops, I lost my whole thing here. What have I done? Hold on. Gonna get rid of these. And bring you guys back up.
Really good, guys. This is a great job. I mean,
This is unbelievable.
as
So I was
someone
gonna
who's been
talk
doing this
about,
for a while. You
that-
a lot of work. Thank you very much.
it's been a lot of work, and I'm gonna share one other fabulous thing about these two guys. I have been killing myself with encroachments, and
Oh.
now, and we both know this from Roads and Right Away.
Oh,
And they created a presentation to inform the public of, you know, that sort of the do's and don'ts of encroachments. And it's in review now, and, you know, we're hoping they're gonna get to present it to either committee or, you know,
Awesome.
select board or whatever, but they really worked hard on it. Tom did the, you know, the legal research. He looked into what other towns are doing and all that kind of stuff, and Chase has, he used like all the creativity for the thing, and we went around and we took photos of do's and don'ts.
To interrupt on that.
And we, you know, we ultimately want to have a social media video as well, but it was a really great work that they've done between the two projects, in a very
Well,
short
there's a
period
lot
of
of
time.
similarities.
Yeah.
As I say, since he's from Arizona, I'm gonna say right now, this ain't Arizona. Nantucket.
No,
And
and I'll,
nothing makes any sense.
and I'll leave
No.
it to them to
Yeah,
say
but
whether they think it was a
Arizona
good experience.
They don't talk about acres, they talk about quarters.
Yeah, but they don't have a variable width road problem over there, do they? They don't have nobody a farm 30 feet wide and it should be 60. They don't have that stuff. Like we do, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's kind of just, you can't fix that easily, and you have to understand it before you make rules, because the rules will be wrong. If you don't understand it.
So, Tom and Chase, I'm something of a railroad nut. And I have done a lot of research on the Nantucket Railroad. But the thing to remember is from 1649 forward,
Yeah.
Nantucket has been a real estate development. The proprietors came before the colony.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
all right,
in the late 19th century.
that was a trick, Steve.
It was decided we could sell off a lot of Nantucket for resort land.
Well,
But how are they gonna get out there? Oh. No, we can't do a horse tram. We'll build a railroad. It was all part of the real estate
Big plan.
development for town
Surfside,
members,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin and Surfside.
Imagine.
The railroad.
Right
actually-
through this spot where it's sitting.
It actually passed right here over Sparks Rotary.
Well, the
It didn't
sewer
work.
lines over here, but.
It
it's the
didn't
same
really
spot.
work the way they thought it might. Oh, the land's too expensive, the lots are too big, so they cut them in half. And they may have cut them in half again to quarter size, and they put roads between them.
You gotta remember,
And yours-
houses don't matter how big the line.
And you're still dealing with the paper roads that were created by these guys who are gonna get rich out of a resort community.
So I was thinking all this stuff, some of what they're saying in my head, but I didn't wanna bring it all up now. But these guys, if they come back we gotta give them a full story. Do they know all this stuff?
Well, I've been
Cause
piece
you
by
have to
piece,
tell them some of it,
when I'm teaching them, I give them
Like,
examples
especially
and
Surfside.
so they.
Why the lot's so small,
No,
we don't
they
even
do.
have sewer, well, because of.
I
what he's
have a
talking.
good grip on it. I
He's
think,
talking.
I think they do. And,
Then look at Tom Evans.
you know, so one of
A
the
lot of
things
wasted
that
money.
I know this could expand upon is, you know, recently I've done some lot line requests, you know, where they've acquired the parcels, then they acquired the next door parcel, then they want to switch a lot line, which ultimately doesn't get them, more than, you know, because we have the restriction in there that they can't subdivide more than what they're already
Right,
able to do.
people are buying a little ground cover from their neighbors now. We're
Yeah,
doing a lot of A&Rs. Who's moving the line, they get it like a little teensy bit more because they're trying to build something that doesn't quite fit legally, and the person next door is looking for cash because they're not doing nothing. There's a lot of that here.
right.
We're 100 years ahead of inflation here. It's a completely different kind of a place.
Are they moving the barriers or are they keeping an easement?
I can't answer. the
Yeah,
question.
so
I
they
just know
say
that
in
that's
some-
the new thing. We've done a lot of them in the last
Right,
year.
so
People are
in
doing
some
that.
cases, they've moved a driveway or you know, one axis is from one road and the other from another. But inevitably, it's a mutually beneficial thing. It
Yeah,
doesn't,
yeah.
it still is technically in the spirit of the situation. But it does, moving the line sometimes, like Nat is saying, it just allows them just enough ground cover to
We-
really like build it out. And so I know of a couple properties already where that's the case, so maybe we get
Did a
to the
bunch
point
of
where we're
it.
also evaluating that, but
You
obviously
asked
the
a
tax-
question which
the
I think
taxes
is
go up.
significant for what you're working on. Use the word easement. A number of the paper roads, when they were taken and then reconveyed, the deal was abutting owners accepted a walkway or pedestrian easement. Should that show up here? That certain pathways do have a pedestrian easement on. them. Some of those ways were actually named Pequot or whatever, Surfside. But many of them are just unnamed, but they're beginning to show up on the GIS.
I think Chase, you did identify that.
yeah.
Yeah, so see, like, you see something like this, Lee,
Easement, yes.
so
Yeah,
they are
that's
making
good.
notations. I mean, it's not, I am gonna go through and review it all. I have kind of been hands-off with these guys. I taught them, showed them what to do, and then just said, start getting them in.
No, what would be smart. Them, are you coming back? What do you do you have a house here, your parents?
Yeah, my
Somebody-
family's had a house here for.
Alright, so you're all set, so you're coming back, alright, good. So. Why don't we take?
Wait a minute. He's
Tom's
going
gonna have to
in-
be on some
he's
lawn
going-
or.
he's going into 2L.
Oh, you gotta get paid or something,
No, after
right?
2L is the internship.
You don't
that
need a
leads
place
to
to
the
live, you should be
partnership.
hired in 2 seconds. So.
He's not available next summer.
Well, I'm
All this wasted learning out the window in 1 minute?
I'm still figuring out my plans for next summer, but I'm
Well,
definitely very open to
alright.
coming back for
Well,
sure.
Don't forget us.
Oh, absolutely
I
not.
mean, this
It's
took,
been- I've loved this summer so
you've
far,
already
so.
figured it out, I can tell just to listen to you.
Yeah,
But
but
what
wait,
would be
wait a
smart to
minute.
do
You could be the new Arthur
is to
Fleet.
show them specific properties like Natalie Jacobson's, that 14,
Yep,
whatever the hell the one is, on
Yeah.
the left side of Northampton.
yep,
Pequot, the one that had 2 roads in the backyard. I mean, there's some real crazy stuff that's like crazier than the typical ones. And then show them, Tristram's Avenue. The
So-
gigantic highway in Dionis, like some of the stuff that we had here you can't even understand how it happened. Well, it happened because it was free. There was never, no one ever cared. We had the cheapest land in the state until now it's the most expensive land in our state, so I thought.
And tax sales.
It's just how it
on
is
the
here.
door of the courthouse.
You know, I mean, code 2 was subdivided into 1,000 lots. And so it's electricity and a plan for a general store.
It's crazy.
It's all.
Also.
Next summer, we'll tell them about ghost streets.
The
yeah.
Ghost Street.
Gotta leave them wanting a little more.
That's actually a great statement. I didn't think
Don't
of it.
scare them.
So Chase, out of my family background, if the Department of Justice still has an honors program, and if they offer it to you, take it.
Okay, we'll do.
So, I guess we want to get what we really wanted in presenting it today is kind of, show you what we've been
This is
working on.
a great platform.
Um,
I think it's awesome.
No question.
I've been notified, that we are gonna have to make a committee report in October. Which,
I know what that means. I won't say it. at the meeting,
so
but
I would like, if we're gonna talk about our highlights, I'd love to be like, we got this database done
Make sure
and.
I'm at the meeting.
But also that we've organized in a way that we can kind of get this program going and.
Oh, that's different.
But I didn't know in scrolling across at the categories, if you wanted to add anything. If you think, like, I wondered if we should have something on deregistration.
Yes, I was thinking of that at the beginning. Is that worth, I think it should be part of your October meeting discussion, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because you know what's there's gonna be there will be several, 2 or 3 questions of, I don't wanna say gotcha, but there'll be like questions on purpose that are hard to answer. Okay, a couple, I'm sure, so you gotta cover all that stuff. The value issue and the ground cover issue
Well, and
is a
the,
big deal.
I know, and the other thing that I'm in the process of developing is sort of an application. Even though everybody's in this thing, but no, I get a piecemeal one by one. Hey, I'm just calling to check on what the situation is. Then I tell them what they have to do.
Yeah.
And they just get like really frustrated. And so I need them to be filling out like, hey, I've been waiting for this and like get them organized in,
Their own attorney.
in their own thing, their own attorney. If their plan needs, like, for instance, I had a group that it had been in land court. The plans are now stale. They need updated calculations to move it through, but the petition is there, like the land court's ready to move forward, but the plan is stale. So
The only state has land.
I
court.
think we need to,
Oh, okay.
so that's one of the other things is that I wanna have
Which is
more of a
nice.
process of if somebody's ready. Or I talked to a group of homeowners the other day. They're all represented by different people. I said, I'm not doing this piecemeal. You need to get together, have one coordinator. They can still have separate counsel, but somebody needs to be coordinating this. And I don't wanna see it until it's organized and ready to go. And so,
Who is our person at KP now? Is it still,
so we have, we sort of divided our town council, because Affordable Housing Trust is so active now. So I still have Vicky Marsh,
Yeah.
but she has an associate now. His name is Eric Barth. He's really
I
good.
think you told, I think I.
And he has gotten about, I did a priority list of 5 petitions that just can't wait any longer. And he is filed them and is dogging the land court like there's no tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes.
That's what we need.
But the advantage of also having Eric is, as Vicky and I had a long conversation about old school, and walking in to talk to Ed Williams.
Yeah.
Eric is prepared to walk over there. He's 1 block away from the land court and try to get an in-person meeting.
Hey Tracy,
Yeah,
if he does that, I would suggest that he start talking to a guy named John Tilley
okay.
or John Tilney. Sorry, I think it's
Yeah,
Tilly.
I think it's I think you're right. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I would. Between him and John Vitale in the survey department, if he can nab those 2 guys, I think they'll have a much.
So I did have a
Much better
really long engaging conversation with John Vitale, who I've known for,
Yeah.
years and
Tracy, is that you trying to get in or is somebody else?
oh, I don't know.
Me trying to
Um,
get in, cause I have a 3 o'clock, so I have to like move to my phone so I can be mobile.
Okay, I think hopefully we'll be wrapping this up soon. I have 2, keep forgetting which computer I'm using. Yeah. So I guess I'm just looking for some feedback on the categories, if we need to add any. And before Chase leaves, he's gonna have to give me a little tutorial here. I'm pretty
Is there any way that we could just get a sample of 10 properties
Sure.
with all the categories so that we can look at?
And then maybe edit it and give it back.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
10 pieces that have information, so we
Sure.
can say, oh, well, you know. You said that, I in the conversation, you said, beach, one big beach, but does this also have a springing access on the beach? where
Yeah.
As the erosion,
Right.
so
Yeah.
that should be a
That's an
category.
explanation.
You know, little things that we may know that.
Exactly. Well, that's why you guys are here.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good, I like.
yeah,
what you're
that's a
saying.
really good
If-
point.
If we, and my biggest thing with all this is the how we calculate the value. Okay, now, how we were thinking 10 years ago, even 10 is different than now, forget about 20. Okay, how things have changed so much as far as,
I think it's, I mean, the price factor that I just got that put it into RFP land was,
well,
you know,
I know.
We're given.
But, yeah, but. Not completely, depending upon what someone gets. If you take that Natalie Jacobson one, or that 14 zip pump, I forgot, the guy with the big green mailbox
But I know
on the
what you're
left,
talking
you know what I'm
about,
talking about? That guy's backyard was all roads.
Hmm.
But, so whose fault is that? See, this is the part that. It isn't that guy's fault. It's Nantucket. We're cleaning up 1880 and his railroad and whatever was going on at the time, you know, and it's, so it isn't just because they can legally build them all because they cleaned up their deed, doesn't mean that it's worth $500,000. You know what I'm saying? They bought the property for the value that it was. You know, it's kind of hard to discuss this conversation. The key is that none of the stuff creates subdivision. Okay, a lot of it gets rid of a lot of A&R, and that doesn't get brought up. Especially at Holly Street up there. Holly Street's like vanished now because of this program.
Mhm.
There was a lot of A&R that's been removed because of this program in Surfside, and that never gets mentioned.
yeah,
That's why I'm not at these meetings where people respond and say something and I get mad because they don't know about this. That is a big deal.
well, and I think that's
Okay.
when we go to start really looking at this and evaluating the overall value, you know, and writing a report, because that's
Yeah.
what we're gonna have to do. That's the kind of thing that, you know, we can,
And I'm not saying
Make
that's all
notation.
over the place, I'm just saying
But
in general. And what, and then the Tristram's Avenue thing, you know, the beach access from those property owners. I mean, imagine if your parents lived on Neil Point Road. Or yours too, whatever, and they have this beautiful property and there's this massive highway going through there. On the beach side of their land. And it's on this deed, and it's like, what is this, right? That, they gotta get rid of it. Somebody has to make that go away, because it's never gonna happen. That's what was going on out there. So what's the value and whose fault is it? I mean, it's like, you know, it's a mixture. I mean, it happened, what year did that stuff get done? In the 1800s, right? Tracy, I mean, that stuff was done in the 1800s. That's when everything got discovered. Whether it was Surfside building hotels.
you know, like
that's
some
why-
area like Eel Point.
Unbelievable what was out there.
You know, it was sheep commons and shares, and so, and, you know, that, and then that converting into, you know, deeds and, you know, share 16 and share this, and that's,
Our
And
favorite,
proprietors.
our favorite cemetery conversation and land offset.
yeah.
You know what you could figure out how to say better than me, Tracy? I just thought of something,
I
just
know
this
that.
second, no, just this second. This is a good one. I mean, it's good that we didn't fix this when the land was still free.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We never would have got anything for it.
Right,
So we need to kind of like, let's be relaxed. That every yard sale isn't a Spanish galleon. Okay, that we're giving away. If this got done back in the day. It would have been free, and you never would have even heard of it. So I think that. I like the fact that we're resetting this whole program. And we're not
well, it
getting rid of
needed
it.
to be
This is
done
fixing it.
because it's too,
It's valuable.
it's valuable, but it was too many at a, like.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
2014, 2015 was like, holy moly.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
I can understand why there's one.
And with all the all the
You'd have the
different,
warrant would be 200 and something
I mean,
I mean, what would you
really,
do
like
with
when you
that?
go back and you look at it and then there was all these staffing changes and then there was COVID and now it's even more, the switch from Plus managing it back
I
to
know.
town admin. It just makes it really difficult to think about how we're gonna plow through this list and get on agendas and get it to be so that we can make some progress. So I think this is the only way to do it. I
Yeah.
think, we have to divide it up and
And
do
we
a
have
divide
to
and
be, you
conquer.
gotta be cognizant of family situations too.
But the
Like if
ones,
there's somebody that needs something done because of
well, we are, and we
all
are.
that, you
So
know,
that's
I
the
mean.
stuff that's in land
people
right now is like, it's immediate, it's,
Right.
divorces and
Yeah.
things that have to be attended to, but I think that, I think there's a lot on the list that can't be done, and we just can't keep ignoring that, and then get to a point where it is manageable. And what I wanna see is that we're just waiting on land court, because if there's any in this list that come up that are unregistered, like this one that we're gonna do the RFP on, just randomly, Arthur was researching and he's like, hey, I think this one can happen now. And we met and we looked at it and he was right.
Yeah.
So I think that I was
They
kind
have-
of feeling like the unregistered ones had all been done, because there was no reason to not do those ones. But there are still quite a few unregistered ones that we can just get
Get them
done,
done,
get them
get 'em
done.
off the list.
So I think that's one thing, and I definitely need to compare them to warrant articles so that I can say, okay, we did all these ones on this warrant article, cross, get that off, cause it's, I don't want there to just be one single one hanging out there. And I am doing them as groups, so I have a couple groups coming up. And, where it's gonna be the whole 6 people who are gonna get them all at once, which boosts the numbers. Or at least looks good when I go
I love
and
it.
I say, instead of 10
Right on.
grand, it's 60 grand.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's just,
Yeah.
it's an update to let you guys know. I will do what Tom said. I will take a chunk of the list. I will circulate it to you guys. You can make your notes and feed it back to me.
So that's the headers that.
Yeah, the headers, and then if you wanna, we can talk about, it's gonna be a slow slog for me to do all the research, so anybody who wants to fill in a blank, feel free.
So without any urgency. But as you get to the end of what you're working on, if you could whisper in our real estate specialist's ear. I think the base price is just right, too high, or probably too low.
Yeah.
A comparison of the $1, or is it $2 a square foot, against the median square foot price on the island.
There's very few that have come up recently that are that low, so this one that's coming up on Eel Point came up at $12.45. Which,
Square foot,
yeah,
That's what the price, so it's the base price, then multiplied by price factor.
exactly.
because I was just gonna suggest something, actually, he just made it easier for me to say it now. There's a way to calculate the value of ground cover per square foot. There's a way. I just don't know how to do it. I just know that there's an answer to that. Because real estate agents talk about it in every
Well,
ad.
there is, yeah.
No, but like, how though? Like, I'm talking about different areas. I'm
Yeah.
talking about a lot that has a yard sale getting done, might not need any ground cover. This isn't really helping them. It's more of a cleanup situation, something, another neighbor or whatever the heck the case may be. My point is, coming up with a value that we can agree on for ground cover is important. Because I don't think that's ever been really done as far as this all goes. It was more about
I mean-
extinguishing roads. Like what happened to my neighbors, you bringing up that Quirrell Avenue stupid thing, that Augie's little entrance thing.
Mhm.
That was a 40-foot road. Why did the nobody here? Fine. And I still can't believe. So those 2 covenant houses got that benefit. That's what we want. Now, I know that's an unusual scenario, but that doesn't mean that value is any more or less than Massachet or somewhere else. Like, how do you
Right.
figure that out?
Well, I
Without it
mean,
sounding like we're
for sure,
trying to,
the people who have ended up with multiple parcels, where there was multiple, like you're talking about, paper roads everywhere, you know?
yeah, that's a separate issue.
That is separate
think.
than, you know, the one-offs,
You could make the
you know,
case they're
hey, I
probably-
got,
Yeah.
you know, there's some people are only getting 1,000 square feet. There is a lot of people who have just done it to close up access.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that is like,
well, that's not what we're
that's
trying
like
to
been
do,
a
though.
motive.
We're trying to create access in most cases, close over here, but pick up over there, you know, depending upon where it is, but. Anyway, Tracy, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
I can say we without having
I
to
don't know if
ask.
we'll ever get anywhere, guys, but we're trying.
No,
anyways.
this is good. These
These
two guys.
were trying.
Great start.
These were my heroes this summer. I'm gonna give them all the credit. I want to get them in front of
But
the
this can't
select
be
board.
wasted. This is like learning plumbing and not getting your license. What are we doing?
As
Oh,
I,
he's working on getting a license.
as I said to them, it's a lifelong skill. They won't, hopefully they won't forget it. It may,
It's called
you never
efficient
know
art.
what you have the use for it in your future. So,
We pay you in life lessons.
There you go.
I mean, poor Chase, I mean, I think maybe it's a little bit easier for Tom. Poor Chase lives in Arizona. So
They don't
that's
have
like
to-
cowboy country out there. There's no.
Every drop of water goes in a catch basin.
His-
Exactly.
I've been there once. It's unbelievable.
You'd never see a paper road in Arizona.
No.
Oh, yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do. Great
Alright.
dances of the desert were sold to Easterners.
Here we go.
Own your ranch in Arizona.
Anyways, is anybody gonna make a motion to adjourn?
I say any other business? No other business? Great.
No,
All
three
right,
in
can
a
we get a
row.
motion to
Let's go.
adjourn?
Motion
So
to
moved.
adjourn.
All right, Jesse wins. All right, is there a second? Yes, all right. All right, we'll do roll call vote. Here we go. Nat Lowell,
Aye.
Tom Barata,
Aye.
Lisa Apperstein,
Hi.
Jesse Bell,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye as well at I got 3:05.
Thank you.
All right, thank you
Thanks.
very much. Great job,
Thank you.
guys.
Bye-bye.
You were filled with that about it, so you're having an.